plans and how are you celebrating the Valentine's Day with your family, friends, and your love? Becca Solutions, in collaboration with Sammy Flex TV, has done it again. It is the Vows Day special in Dubai with Sammy Flex. Coming this night to 16th of February 2023. Minuyabema, with a lot of experience on the desert safari, Dubai Free, Atlantic's Water Park, Dubai City Tour, party in the club, and after the Kumikran, the yacht party. Now for you, yes, also the romantic dinner party. No, so so package when you na yeah 13,000 Ghana cedis. So person new will be each dime back one. Nasa one kwana person would die 14,500 Ghana cedi. Pick your phone, call us and book us now on 0243 514 732 or +971 559 494 061. Habibi, have fun with love.
Hello, official pal. Merry Christmas to you all. This year, Brunya, the brutal. What am I talking about? This is the Tap Send Brunya Achedia from Tap Send to you. All you have to do is to send $200 or 200 euros or 200 pounds, and you stand an instant chance to win exciting prizes every Thursday to the end of the year. So what are you waiting for? Send the family members the money. Let them also celebrate Christmas. And by doing that, you also stand a chance of winning exciting prizes from Tap Send. And the grand draw is on the 29th of December, where you stand a chance of winning air fryers, blenders, televisions, a lot of prizes, and free air tickets, 5 of them. Tap Send. Send the people the money. It's easy, it's convenient, and it's reliable.
Everybody check now. Check it. Check it. Check it. Check it. The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it. Check it. Green select glucometer. Check it. Sugar level for check it. Reselect glucometer. Everybody check now. This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Emre tudo nani etena ka mu kwanten akotonyo mabegu ye shop mu se ubenya ni nyina ofako enno so ya asem foforo owo so to mfa akosika swane ne mpatamu anasa achimota la pass ekosinsa Jimmy Dale is your one-stop shop distribution for wholesale and retailers. Safa drinks, insure, enyane, anasa ade bia wo pebia. So ukoton kwadia enye bebia wo se wutumwa eye Jimmy Dale. You can locate Jimmy Dale Ventures at Giga Junction inside Soto or call us now on 0208-920-996. Jimmy Dale Ventures, the official sponsor for Sammy Flex TV.
Alright, so after our Shaksi activation tour in town, we are back in the studio to do what we have to do. Of course, we went out there to support Shatta Wale, who is one of our industry stalwarts, and this is a project that he started to help people who are also looking for daily bread. And in situations like this, you can only support him to achieve. So we are back, and I'm sure we'll be giving you some updates from the streets, what is happening there, how they are doing it, and what we all have to know. We will be helping you with all that information. My name is Sammy Flex. Welcome to Showbiz Daily. Showbiz Daily happens on Sammy Flex TV with my charges. Of course, today we're going to have a 3-man squad to do the breakdowns and the discussions here on the show. Remember that Roland Amate is here, also in his Shaksi attire, and of course in Team Dodu Solomon is here. He is the legal manager of Shaksi. He's the legal manager of Shaksi. So when you see him here like this, then you should know that the agenda is on. Meanwhile, yesterday we talked about Joey, and Joey Akan has gotten a response from a Nigerian brother who thinks otherwise. We will be listening to what he said to make it part of our discussion today, and that is what we have to do. Now, as comedians, when they go outside of their boundaries or territories, I know sometimes they ask what are some of the limitations, restrictions in their career. But interestingly, Obiang Posa thinks that in Ghana, we don't have any restriction. But when he went outside to Zambia and Rwanda, he was given some no-go areas. But he thinks Ghana is a free area. Is that the case? Like, is that really the case? If you're looking at that. And we are also gathering information that Prai is coming back. Are we really convinced that Prai is coming back? I'm sure we will talk about that. And any other story that is worth talking about today, we are going to do that discussion here on the show. Thanks to Digital Rasta Currency, who is on camera. Richie Flex is the editor-director of the show. Emmanuel Ofori Lapiji is the producer. And Gideon Nilam Tessin is our creative director. You know how we do? It is just about having a conversation. We talk and you talk. Sometimes if you think you want to have a further conversation, our number is on the screen. Call us and let's talk. We operate that open office scanner. So anytime you want to say something, feel free, give us a call, give us a WhatsApp message, whatever you want to say, then we can have a conversation. Meanwhile, I'm also reading so many messages from last night's show about the fact that Nigeria is losing their music, right, or culture, and the fact that Nigerians are not performing in Nigeria, and so many people think otherwise though. I've seen some comments like that, and I'm happy with feedback. Just that, you know, sometimes when we say, some people make it look like we are the one who are saying it. I'm sure that nobody saw the need to do that. What we are talking about is coming from someone who is within them. But now, what are people saying? Did we start anything? No. We are reporting someone who is in it. And like they say, if that creature comes from under the water to tell you the crocodile is coughing, it came from that same place. So how do you lie? The crocodile is not coughing. They are there. So I don't know how these people want us to take some of these things, but we are okay. We understand some of the hazards of this business, so that is fine. And also, Shatta Wale is also doing Sierra Leone on Saturday. So all things being equal, tomorrow, Team Flex Newspaper, did I say Flex?
Yeah.
Team Sammy Flex TV will be joining Team Shatta Wale for us to come to Sierra Leone to come observe and to report on how things will go. It looks good. But let me ask my people, what are some of the good and bad that Shatta stands to get in flying journalists to experience his concept? Chamu, you can start talking about this.
I don't see any bad side to it. I mean, if you are going out like that, and in the case of Shatta Wale, people were even saying that he's a local champion, he can't go outside Ghana and all that. So this is an opportunity for him to prove that no, what they are saying is not true. And even if it was true then, now the thing has changed because he's moving to the next level of his career, or even do more to prove that no, what you guys are saying can't be true. So I think it's a good idea, because there will be more highlights instead of not taking anybody at all. Yes, you will get people saying one or two things, but when you take people along, because they are going to report about what will happen there, you will get more insight. People who couldn't go, or people who are watching from outside will get more insight from the people who are going there just to watch things and report whatever comes out. So I think it's a good idea, and I don't see any negative side to it, unless the people going are not capable to bring out what we expect. Yes. So if there will be any negative, it will be about the competence of those who are going along. And if Team Flex is going, I don't doubt that the right thing will be done. So I think so far so good, and we expect nothing but the best when you return. Yeah.
Now, but how about expenditure, cost? Because it is obvious the people who are going with him were not catered for by the organizers.
Yeah.
So can we term the cost in this case as the bad?
Not at all. I mean, he's doing
because
it
to us. Flying people,
yeah,
giving them hotel,
yeah,
at least giving them some
small thing
to
yes.
put on them. So,
yes,
yeah,
and yeah, it's not bad. It's a form of investment. What about if after this one the report comes out and other countries based on the report also calls you like, okay, we need you here, or oh Charlie, one guy be, oh Charlie, I think Rwandans also wants to feel Shatta Wale and the things that you do. Ethiopians, Uganda, Congo, Cameroon, and all that. I mean, it will be positive. And it can only come out based on the report that you guys will bring along. So I think it's an investment, and this one, I'm positive that something good will come out of it. Apart from showcasing that, no, I'm still in the game and I have what it takes to entertain people and people love me. At the same time, you are also telling other countries or other people somewhere to say, to tell them that I am open for business. You too, you can come along. So I think, yes, he will lose in terms of financing those people along his own people, but I think it's a good investment that he needs to do. Okay. So I don't see any negative thing here.
Okay, Ro, how about you? Same way, I'm asking about the good and bad in Shatta flying journalists and reporters to go experience his concert in another man's country.
I think so far, some of the bads is what Chemo has spotted has to do with one, the competence of the people he's taking along, and the other one that I also think would have to be the financial cost of it. It is one of the reasons why other people wouldn't do it, or it is not even a norm in the space. You understand? Yes, it will be expensive, and looking at the cost involved is no joke. In fact, flying people, even internal flight crampono, most people wouldn't do it. And if as an artist you would even want to split some of these costs even with event organizers, regardless of whatever benefit that even the organizers would get, it will still be a challenge for the organizers on their part, because to them on the planning table, even though they also plan for publicity and promotions and all that, what you are bringing on board is kind of an afterthought to them, which they wouldn't want to risk. Besides, they are not so sure of the outcome. Maybe they will just be taking your word for it. So on that angle, you wouldn't get so many people doing that or taking that risk. But on the positive side, it is good, because I always say that there are so many ways in winning. There are others who would just do things, post on their socials, and other people would just pick automatically and repost, and they would get that free publicity, or their stuff will travel all around the world. But you would have to go the extra mile of even employing the services of people in order for you to get that same kind of response. It is not bad. In fact, that is how you are made. That is how your products can be activated. So if by so doing, that is why you don't expect people to do to you what they are doing to others, because you are different from whatever they are doing to the person. Okay. So you would also have to study yourself, know what is good for you at a particular time, then you activate it. So if somebody like Shatta Wale feels like, okay, at this point, we've seen instances whereby he even travels outside the country and even leaves half of his security detail even at home. Yes, he knows where he is going and the kind of things he would need at what time. And now he feels like, looking at even his PR machinery, this is also another add-up to even the PR machinery. Because at the end of the day, whatever you do, so assuming you even have a publicist, so now your publicist has connect to some of these media firms and would want to send your stuff when you go for shows like this to them, for them to maybe trumpet it out. But now you have people who are also external adding up to your PR machinery, to the extent that they would also connect to the kind of connections and affiliations they also have. and it is good. Even elsewhere, even in other creative disciplines like football and stuff, whenever they are going for tournaments, they are always media reps. There are always media reps attached to the teams. Yes, okay. So that whatever they do, whatever that happens in camp, at least they would be able to send them out to the people for them to be updated on whatever is going on. And even if there is a blunder or even there is a negative thing that happens in the camp, at least the people there looking at their expertise would also help either to minimize the negative effects that will come, or also help you in terms of PR. So it is good. And my last point would be the fact that yes, we hear news of artists going abroad and they come back complain. Yes, I sold out this auditorium and you people did not talk about it. I sold out this place and you people did not talk about it. Perhaps people would have seen it, or maybe it would have caught people's attention if you had at least taken one person. You took the pain to take one person along with you. Maybe who will be doing who will be doing consciously, or that will be the person's job to make sure that at least we have 20 or 30 people who he can connect to for them to trumpet whatever you are doing. Yes, Burna Boy will do it and it will fly automatically. You are not Burna Boy. Maybe you with your brand and its position, you need extra help. You should be able to do it. Unless maybe you don't have the financial muscles. If you don't have the financial muscles, wait for that time when you do and you can afford, then you do it. Other than that, I see Shatta Wale winning big with this pan. It is very good.
Now, because we are talking about Nigeria, let's try to clear all the external stories we have. So yesterday we talked about one broadcaster and also someone who is actively in the entertainment industry in Ghana, talking about the fact that Nigeria, if care is not taken in the coming years, will lose their music rights and culture to foreign companies. My people did justice to it yesterday on the show, that is Showbiz Daily. But this gentleman who has been following our discussion had different thoughts. Now, he sent us a voice note from Nigeria, I want to believe, and we would want to listen to a portion of the voice note and find out if he's saying something different from what we discussed yesterday, or if we got some things right or wrong in our discussion. Let's watch or let's listen to that. When I come back, we'll continue with it.
Good evening, Bro Sammy. Good evening, Bro Sammy. Okay, so my name is Samuel. I'm Nigerian, and I watch your YouTube channel. So the last one I watched was about Joy Akan that made a tweet, and I listened to what your panel said. And first, I want you to know that I'm not here to disagree. I'm not here to disagree with fight. I'm here to disagree in love, right? Okay, so first I want to ask that how will a man's tweet, just a man's tweet, define a whole music industry? That was number one. Number two, what he said, I see some reasons in what he said, but I just feel like he's he's putting it in the wrong way. Okay, for instance, now aside the Burna Boy and the Whiskey that are signed to international labels, international records. Let us talk about the Rema, the Arasta, and the rest. They are signed to international record labels at the same time they are signed to Maven's Records. So what I'm trying to say is, whenever they have the money, whatever deal they have with the international records, whatever deal they have with them, whatever money they get from them, it still comes back. A part of it still comes back to that local record label, which is either the Maven's Records or another record locally. So these are artists that are that they have international labels. In Nigeria, they also have their own local record labels. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I'm not saying that we shouldn't protect what we have. Yes, we should protect what we have. I agree with that. We should protect what we have. But in a case whereby your panels are thinking that Nigerian artists don't want to perform in Nigeria anymore because of it's all lies. You guys should do your assignments very well sometimes before coming on show. to say stuff. Okay, Adekunle Gold is having a concert in Nigeria, Echo Hotel. Wizkid gave a teaser of having a concert in Nigeria before the year runs out. The Widows fans did a concert.
All right, so my namesake, he said he's also called Sam or Samuel, and this is what he's saying. Bro, is the man saying something different? Did we goof according to him?
In fact, he did not say anything different, and I'm surprised when he said he did not come to argue. So I was asking, okay, because maybe he thinks he shared a different...
No, he said he came to argue with love.
Okay.
Yeah. And not with war.
Okay, okay.
So for argument he came to do, but not with war.
So he has...
Not with
violence.
Right, yeah.
So in his attempt to argue, in fact, he even said what we both said on the show. Because I remember what I said was a little different from what Chemo said, but it was almost in line. So what he said has to do with, he said, how can a man's tweet define the situation of a whole industry? Okay, first of all, I would want him to understand that that man's tweet, first of all, is an observation. And it is coming from somebody who is not an outsider to the industry. Somebody who has paid his dues, has experience in the field and in that industry. So whatever he says, whether good or bad, cannot be just taken lightly. That is number one. And two, the point that the person in question raised, he himself agreed that yes, it is true that they are somehow losing some of the rights they have in the industry. So now, the man's point that he didn't understand that he wants to argue is that the man is saying, now he raised arguments that has to do with the fact that some of the likes of Ashake and other guys are signed to Olamide's record label. Don Jazzy has Mavins, and all these guys are also partnered with some of these international labels. So to him, he thinks that they are still not losing.
But who has the maximum control?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So to him, he feels that the fact that they are signed to Mavins or maybe the Olamide's record label and are still signed to, let's say, Sony Music or Empire, means that they are not losing it. But what I want him to understand is that when the man says that they are no longer releasing from their offices, most of their monies are no longer coming from their offices. What he means is that they are Nigerian offices. Yeah. What it means is that whoever is bringing or is taking the majority of the risk involved is the one controlling the affairs. So yes, those Ashake and the other artists that he mentioned are still signed to Mavins or Olamide's record label. But the truth of the matter is that those people who are the base of those signees are not directly in control of those people's career like that. The big labels that they are signed to,
they are the real controllers.
They are the real controllers. It is just like your mother giving you for an adoption to somebody just for the person to cater for you. So now the person is going to determine which school you go, sometimes what type of food you even eat, the hospitals when you are not feeling well, you attend, and all that. So now, in his mind, does he think that if Mavins had that capability or that strong muscles, they would have partnered with the likes of Sony or Empire? No. If Mavins had the capacity to sell an O2 Arena auditorium, do you think they would have partnered with the likes of Empire?
If they had the strength to go solo.
Yes, if they had the strength to go solo, they would have partnered with some of these labels for those people to mount those stages. No. And that is what Joey Akan is saying. So Joey Akan is making an observation and putting people's mind to it that if you guys are not seeing and we continue to make this a culture, we continue to make this a norm, what it means is that it will get to a time we wouldn't even now. It will get to a time that they wouldn't even want to sign with even the local record label, then later move on to partner with the international ones, but rather would run straight to them. And it will be a whole disaster to the industry. That is what Joey Akan is saying. So if he wants to argue, it is not about the fact that
he wants to argue with love.
Yes, if he wants to argue with love, it is not about the fact that he's saying Nigerian music industry has lost it completely. And the events that he mentioned, for crying out loud.
Yeah, he also mentioned that it's
yes,
not true that Nigerians are not.
So Mavins are even celebrating their 10 years, and they have 10 artists on bill, and they say they are going to perform for 10 hours. So as even aside that, yes, of course there are events happening in Nigeria. But he should ask himself, he should ask himself that if he wants to compare the event even happening in Nigeria, can he even compare that to even the ones happening in Ghana that his own or his top guns in his country are performing to? The likes of this guy is coming, Burna Boy is coming to Ghana, Wiz will be coming to Ghana, Ashake will be coming to Ghana. We have so many Nigerians that will be coming to Ghana. And they will be mounting about 2 or 3 stages at a time. And it is not only Ghana. They will be traveling around in different countries, also mounting those stages.
In Africa.
In Africa. Last year, Tiwa Savage, I remember last year, Tiwa Savage, one of the shows that he played was even in Nigeria, just once, in December. And she never mounted any stage again. But she was in Ghana. And he wants to say that that is enough for them. Looking at the position that even Ghana has taken now, that is one thing that at least is trying to even save us from that kind of direction a bit. At least we have been able to, as it were, look sharp to take hold of a certain portion of the rights that we are losing. So now, just like us, maybe some of our top guns are now not releasing in Ghana. It is a fact. But the truth of the matter is that
at least the last releases of some of these A-list artists
have been outside.
Yeah.
So now, the other one that has to do with events, we have been able to hold on to it a bit, which is why we have almost all the big events happening in Africa coming to Ghana. So what it means is that, yes, you can have your releases there where people would cash in big time over there. But when it comes to performances and events, we also have that control here.
Interacting and dealing with
yes.
People, that one is in our hands.
It's in our hands. And we even have that muscle of even flooding our artists on those stages. So when you check Afro Nation, you have so many Ghanaians on bill. You check Afrochella, we have so many Ghanaians on bill. You check Global Citizen Festival, our people were there. You check all these events happening, which we are also inviting other people on. We have, it is Ghanaian based, and the economic benefits, majority of it, is in Ghana. And that is what we are talking about. So if they are also even holding events there, and they are not even able to invite, the way we invite Burna Boy and the likes to Ghana, if they are also not able to invite the likes of Shatta Wale, Stonebwoy, Sarkodie to Nigeria to come and perform, or for them to even come and pull crowd, double whatever they have over there, for them to even cash out, then it is a cause for us to worry. And if it starts from Nigeria, which we even Ghanaians should also be concerned, because our entertainment is kind of intertwined, and we can't say
what
that
affects the other
can also affect us. So if we observe something there and we know it can happen to us in the future, we all have to, like, we have to be on alert. Alert our brothers and sisters and let them know that this is the situation on ground. So the earlier we take charge of it, the better for all of us.
Well, Chamo, how about you?
Yeah, but I think, well, first of all, we thank him for sharing his opinion on our platform and in a decent way. So that's how it's supposed to be. I mean, we share our views.
I like in a decent way.
Yes, if you disagree, you also have a chance to also share your opinion. Yes, and we thank him for giving us the feedback. But I think he agrees with most of the things that we said. And I think his disagreement will be the way we said it. Maybe he wants us to say it in a certain way before he will say, okay, I totally agree. But even the main statement coming from Joey Akan, yes, he said that, okay, he's partially all right, just that is a tweet and you can't use it to.
What we use
just a tweet, yes.
To measure the industry.
Actually, yes. Well, we were just talking about what he has said, not the entire industry. And based on what he has said, I mean, majority of us have also observed it. Just that it's not coming from us, it's coming from Joey, and we have to discuss it. And I think for his statement that we it's not true that most of the Nigerians don't want to perform there. No, we are not saying they don't want to perform in Nigeria. The fact is they are performing where the money are going. Like they are just following the money. And I said it the other day that it's a matter of who is investing and where the direction of the investor will tell them where they should go. So I agreed with his observation, but disagreed with his approach that we should find a way to protect it and all that. And I said, no, whoever is investing will dictate where it will go. So we should rather be encouraging our people to also invest. Because if our people are the ones investing, then they will detect the kind of sound that they want, the kind of thing that they think people will love and all that. Because that's the major thing that the record labels, that's what they do. They will listen to the song, this one, throw it away, go and do this, or try to sound like this and all that. That's what they do. Even big artists in America, they have suffered that thing before. And I think Shaggy wasn't me. He has told us a story. They throw it away. They threw it to
CD away. That song was not good
enough. They can't play this one until someone leaked it. It was just a leak, and then boom, it became a banger that even the executive who were at the time rejecting it now benefited from the whole thing. So it will not happen to even just African artists. Even big international artists, people with not so much influence also suffer. Yes. So whoever is investing will control the space. So that's why, I mean, you can't disagree with Joey's observation because people who are investing it are not in Nigeria. If the big record labels are the ones investing, unless we will say that no.
Or even those who even have branches, offices in Nigeria. They are not the financiers.
Yes.
The financiers are the organ people
who are outside. Yes. Yeah. Europe and America, they are the ones investing. And obviously, they will tell the artists what to do and what they like and what they think will bring in the money. So unless our brother will say that it's not true that people from outside are the ones investing. But if you agree with us that, or he will agree with Joey that people outside are the ones investing, then there's no argument because those investing will dictate how it should go. And by all means, we will suffer for it. We will lose some of our culture, some of our sound and all that just to suit them to also make money. So we should rather encourage our people to invest so that we can do what we think will help.
Because if the investment is yours, I'm not sure someone will dictate
how it will go.
No. You decide on what you want to do and how you want to do it.
Even let's talk about the streaming platforms. We don't have our own. They are all coming from outside. I think the Kenyans have Mondundo or something. And then Ghanaians have Uptown music.
Uptown music.
Uptown music, yes. And they are not competing so well when you compare them to the likes of Boomplay, iTunes, Spotify and all those things. We should rather be pushing that thing. If we can have good platform to compete with Spotify, then we are in for the big thing. Yes. Then we can also control things. But until then, I think, yes, we are losing it gradually because big artists from Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, and even South Africa, other places, they are getting their finances outside their country. And by all means, those who are financing the whole thing will have some kind of control of how the thing should go. So we thank him, but I think he agrees with most of our things. His disagreement is about the way we said it. Especially,
he doesn't just want to accept the fact that what we are saying is the reality.
Yes, especially when we said that they are not performing in Nigeria. I think that's the big issue. But let's be honest. The top guys, Burna Boy, he has stage shows in outside Nigeria more than
he's done in Nigeria.
Yes. So that one,
the last show he did in Nigeria was when Black Sheriff
Yes,
joined him
yes.
to perform. And even he mentioned some Davido show. That show was organized by fans.
His fans, not the video.
Without the video himself.
Yes. So you for the top guys there, I mean you can argue. Just that yes, those who are coming up, of course, they will start from Nigeria. They will do their things in Nigeria. But let's hope that the big record labels will not come for them, because if they come for them, obviously they will also push them out. That's how it will be.
Because when you take my money, you have to do
what I want for us to make the money back, and you to also you will enjoy from it. So we should rather encourage our rich people in Africa to invest in our music. That's the only way for us to get hold of it. Otherwise, it will go.
Well, this is still Showbiz Daily here on Sammy Flex TV with Roland Amate and man like Intimdo Solomon, the three-man squad rocking it hard like never before on a Thursday evening. Now, the next topic is about a video we chanced online coming from Prai, Big J Cartel. And I really am interested in this particular message because I have loved the group Prai since its inception. Ever since they came up as a group, I have been enjoying them. But for some reasons, they went their separate ways. They are minding their own businesses. Some of them have even tried to be solo artists, but it is not working out like they wanted it to be. Seriously, we came across a video of Big J saying that, oh, in the coming weeks, in the coming days, Prai is coming out large. And he calls that Prai Forever. Now, our concern is this. We know Prai, they were three. One left and they became two at a point. The two tried to make it work. But once again, they also could not settle it like that. So now that he's saying they are coming back. Are they coming back as Prai, which is two, or they are coming back as Prai, which is three? Which one is the real deal? And again, can we even take him serious? Because this is not the first time that they've told people that they were coming back. But we saw nothing. Now that he is out again, ranting that they are coming back and people should watch out for them, can we take them serious? Yesterday, remember the story of the message and the messenger on the One Love and Kobolo, Starkody and Tulenkey. I also have another response from that particular angle to you that you'll be looking at though. But let's go watch Big J Cartel, Priority here, and let's listen to what he's saying.
Hi, what's up, this is Cartel Big J, Prai. Hi, what's up, this is Cartel Big J, Priority here. What can you see on my beautiful t-shirt? Prai Forever. Yeah, forever means we're back. We took a short break, but we are back. And you'll be seeing us on most of the big platform, all the big events you know about this December, you'll be seeing us pull up. And we'll be jamming with you guys, so get your dancing shoes on. All my day one fans, all the prior day one fans will be looking out for you. We'll be there to jam you to all your favorite hit songs. I Am Ashodia, One, Run Some Things, Catch Me, Jacket, Woodin, Wunkwa, Angelina. The list is endless. So this December you'll be seeing us, and we'll be dropping a single too for this festive season. Watch out for that big single that is coming. I know you can't wait. And we'll be embarking on several projects, several philanthropical projects too, coming up from Prai.
Big J Cartel is the husband of my beautiful empress, Sally Gali. Yes, I really love that lady. I love her personality and her demeanor, the way she carries herself. I really love Sally Gali. Now, that's what Big J is saying. Jabo, any hope of a real comeback?
Oh, not at all.
Oh, how?
Oh, I've been involved. Like I was part of Wuta comeback, and I know what we did for them to come back. We had to plan, in fact, create new channels for them, YouTube channel and social media accounts for them, and then do official announcement that they are back. I mean, there should be something for it to look serious, not just putting camera on you, talking alone, and the others are not saying anything. We can't see anything on their platform and you say you're back. No, we can't take you serious. Or you have to point us to a social media handle or something officially belonging to the group. I mean, either 2 or the 3 of you. He didn't even say it. I think this is a way for him to announce that we are still there. If you need our services, we can come back together just for the love of the job and the music.
For the culture.
Yes, they will come back, do all the hit songs, take something small from it, and then move on. And he also said that they will be dropping single.
Yeah, they are ready.
From like now, he's not even telling us that all the 3 are the ones coming together. All the 3 are coming together, or just maybe him and other one, or whatever it is. We don't even also know the details of that one, because they don't have any official account, social media account to announce they are coming back, because they don't have any video together telling us that they are back together. This we can't take this serious. But what the seriousness of this, or what we can take from it, is that they are still there, ready to perform. If you call Prai, then they can come back together. Charlie, this one they be money matter.
Even in coming together now.
Yeah.
Now I know Prai Hodiho.
Yeah.
It's not based fully in Ghana.
Ghana, yeah, he's in
Kwamaster. Here now
York,
he's in the States.
Yeah.
So now that he's saying we are coming back, remember when Prai Hodiho left?
Yeah.
It was left with him and Kente.
Yes.
At that time, that was when they started calling themselves Prai Forever. That was when the name Prai Forever came.
Yeah.
So the Prai Forever, is it the 2 or the 3?
Which Prai? Which Prai is that?
Prai we back one.
It's the 2 or the 3.
Is it the boss of Prai?
And that's the whole thing. So we can't take him serious as in they are coming back together, but we can take him serious that I think if you invite them for a show, then they will show up, because it's money issue, it's business matter. That for that one, they can ignore their pride, their issues, just come and do their performance, take their money, and then move on with their lives. So that's the only serious part of the whole video.
That's what
but for him announcing that they are coming back together, they are releasing a new song, and no, you can't take this as anything serious.
Okay, Ro, come through.
But I mean, come here.
Oh, a common name.
Men can't say come then.
Okay.
Men can't say come then.
Headline radio.
Men can't say come then.
The headline.
That a common what sa how do you call it? Reaction and response ni muno. Enu bi na de no. Enu bi na de no. Sa the kind of response omuko stage omunya that superstar feel ni ade no. Enu bi na de omu
bi ache.
Yeah, omu bi ache. And recently FBS crime na domo kon more. So it is, to me, I agree with Chemo. It is just him announcing their existence. So they are still in the space, because now, as it stands in the space, we've seen couple of Omu peers. No, I'm talking about the hip lifers. No, mountain grazing people stages, FBS, some platforms. So. They are
really working.
Yes.
FBS, yeah.
Their comeback is looking good.
And then I don't say, yay. I say a bank ain't bad. But even his announcements in the crown is not something that
it doesn't look convincing.
It doesn't look convincing to me. And also the fact that Omaye Bida. This is not the first time they are announcing their comeback. And even if you want to announce a comeback in the crown, this is not how I believe they should have done it. In fact, we would expect that you guys would come and announce it officially, because even with Cartel and Container Crown, we've also heard almost fracas. And it is not as if say you can just come now. What it means is that when you see our tour to say they are available for gigs, so should an event promoter call, say omu me say na obi a prayer can dey hu. It is our friend na prayer me gina prayer can be one, prayer can be two,
No,
prayer can be
one.
No, prayer can't be
Maybe.
one.
It can't be one.
Maybe,
It's either two or the three. Of them, yes.
If it's one ancestor.
I think.
In this instance, I am just referring to their name.
Yeah.
So they have priority.
But no one will call for a prayer concert and you
alone can come.
Maybe.
Even if you are two, I'm sure the person can
Like
manage.
manage, yeah.
But just one person.
Into Siciano.
And your prayer,
into Siciano, it will be like, ono what was say, no, the way agenda no they toward they say, ya available. Into say, oh, Prai, he can represent, and he mentioned their hit tracks. So now, oh, friend, me here Prai for an appearance. Okay, the TN say, choir master is not available. Only cronym. Kente so me friend me nyano. But what it means is that maybe senka obetia 30k cry for yemi and wana yemi and sana. But yeah, say it is just the pride feeling, nostalgic feeling now here. I am also equally up to the task. I can come on stage, jam the crowd until they instead of 30 to your 10 and now to your 15 yanko. He will perform. And he has the performing right, so he can perform all the songs. And this is Prai Tietia. Prai can do home. Prai Tintin or choir master, so just that they all have individual names. But then, offer Prai and Kwadia, any of them can show up and negotiate because
a stick can show up.
Any of them can show up. So to him, he's made it available. He's made it known. Say, or more for gigs. You know, most of your partners of the group now more no. You people should look sharp because you'll be friendly cream. Now offer. Now you on kwane can who say obekwa ko bue die jaw. O ko jide ma bue die jaw. You know, I had to say there my beka chira say yemra back but you are just being skeptical about it. So now I'm atu from him. Obi frame ya. So asema me ka chira wo no. And obi afre me sisi ano. Charlie, my besides, me no cry is Prai. So they can do it. So, but the thing is that the way of announcing is not convincing enough. In fact, why be that and it went south. So if you are coming, you don't repeat the same thing. Else you get people thinking, say, okay, you are going to get the same result you got the other time. So if really they want to announce their comeback, they should do it properly. This is not the way.
I think Big J is missing something. Missing the fact that our industry is now a serious industry. Maybe he is thinking, oh, we can just come and do some play games and that will be fine. No, at this stage, if you come and it don't come out well, people will not agree with you like that. And this is what I think. If he really thinks Prai is coming back, the presentation can be done so right. If you get whoever is part of the comeback, let them all sit down and put out this message and even tell us how they are going to do it. Maybe because he talked about some new bangers and all. He should have even announced it. Announced title of the song and all.
And
the song features this and that. Then we know that okay, you're ready. But it looks like man has missed being talked about. He has his phone and he was looking good on the day. So he felt like, let me just appear in camera and tell the people that, giddy we did. I still did. But it is not enough, Big J. They feel you, but it is not enough. Come again and let's welcome you well. This is not convincing enough. So I think some 2 days ago, was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday when we talked about Tulenkey, when we talked about Sarkodie, when we talked about One Love the Kobolo, and the fact that what Tulenkey said in a certain song was not accepted by some people, and One Love did not even accept it. In fact, One Love, who people think can also be who he is even accusing Tulenkey for using such lyrics in a song. Maybe, as of yesterday, some people did not know the song. Thanks to my producer in London, Van Dako, who has dug deeper to give us what the song is about, what Tulenkey said. And now Tulenkey also in another interview on Three network on TV or Three Music TV, apologizing that if what he said did not land well and some people really are mad at him, he is apologizing. That is what he said. I want us to go listen to the rap first. Let's go listen to the rap, pay attention to the lyrics. Then we will go and listen to the final apology. Then we come back and ask, okay, so did One Love the Kubolo had a valid point as of yesterday? Let's watch it. I'll be back.
She teach me na tamiti sorted me why. Tammy say baby she teach me na tamiti sorted me why. Tammy say baby na robo me cause am I just to pay for your Uber yes small. Which na men pa no best no me ma Mindy one. Mindy ba ko yes boys ne best me. Boys tell me pu ne chiti se mekele. If you no nya de be me minti bo mu hwegu mu feel your ba. What den sa na mato wo mo na.
The more explicit you sound, the higher you are rated. The hip hop heads know this. That's why we like Asaka. I can make mention of a few. You get it? So I was writing with humor in mind. But there was an honest mistake and I was ignorant. I didn't know the frown on that line. I thought, oh, people allowed to leave, done it again. You know already. But I'm a jovial guy and I'm a reasonable guy. You get it? I'm not here to cause commotion or anything. So immediately, people started complaining. I was like, nah, I don't want to promote rape or anything of that sort. So I went back into the studio and I edited that part and I replaced it with a less offensive line and I put it out. So I also want to use this platform to apologize to everybody I've offended. But I'm not here to promote rape or anything. But it's love. I was ignorant at the time. So yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people.
As of yesterday, Chemo was not too sure about the messenger and the message. Chemo, are you now convinced now that One of the Kubolo had a point?
Oh yeah. This time around, I mean, because the line is clear now. There's no ambiguity.
Yes.
The contention was that if it's just subject to interpretation, then One Love may be missing it. But this one is clear. So this one, what are we arguing? It's not about using his own way of understanding to interpret it. No. This one, clear. Yes, the guy was clear and it was straightforward. So as for this one, Mona there, come on. Now, come on, that one there is straight. And as we said yesterday, nobody will endorse that kind of thing or will even try to give excuses for somebody to practice it. No. That one is a no. And because this one is not subject to interpretation, then this one we can't say that One Love was, I mean, just trying to say something against him or no. This one there is straightforward and it's a no. I mean, we have to condemn some of these things.
And I think he apologized.
Yeah.
And he said he edited it and he put in what a less offensive.
Come on, Tulenkey, what is this? Hey, come on, what is this? I mean, he should be careful. I mean, this one can also go against you in your future dealings with corporate entities and all that. So he should be careful and think about the things that he's putting out. I mean, there are certain things that you can't just use for a joke. I mean, even looking at the way he's talking, he thinks that is a joke. So let's take it like that. No, when it comes to some of these things, emotions will get in there. Some people are not cool with it. Even just hearing,
some people don't take it lightly.
Yes, just hearing the whole thing, it will trigger some people to have certain kind of feeling. So you can't joke with some of these things. And yeah, for this one, I'll give it to One Love. This is not about the messenger and this thing again, because this one is not subject to any interpretation. You are not using your own thing to interpret like the way he said
like
it.
It's not derivative.
Yes.
You know, sometimes you can say something in a derivative manner.
Yes. Then the person has to say, okay, saying it like this, it means this. No. This one, it is straight, and we have to condemn it outright. Yeah.
Okay, so shout outs to Van once again. In fact, Van was not happy with that statement because he felt the moment we try to even speak somewhere around it, then we are endorsing some people to misbehave. And because he says he has girl child or girls' children, he wouldn't want to associate himself with anything that will encourage rape. That's why he even went deeper to bring this out for us to get a submission.
Big
right.
Big up.
Yes. Ro, are you also convinced now?
Yeah, I'll say shout out to girls, children,
Right.
I did that.
Yeah, but also too.
That's wait there. Me, you see, I am not even surprised Tulenkey still doesn't see the intents of whatever he said. Like, he still doesn't see how serious it is for him to even go and say I edited it and replaced it with a less offensive something. No, Charlie, you goof. And you know, I am very happy the way the feedback has come, because it hardly do we get some of these things as industry players and people who mostly criticize some of these things. You speak and people would go like, I've done a creative piece like this and you guys are just speaking ill of it, or you are just inciting people against my creative work or something. And these are some of the things that we point out, especially when we notice some of these things in terms of swear words and words or statements that they are not supposed to put in commercial stuff. And these are some of the comments coming from the people, the consumers themselves. And I am glad he noticed that it is not from the media as they always think.
Okay.
Because on very unlikely of them, they will come and say, the media there, they will only come and fish out the negative stuff where there is even no negative. They will come and cook some negative thing and attach to whatever we are trying to say or whatever we are trying to preach. And it is good. And I would also applaud Kubolo for also bringing attention to this. You know, this shows that they are each other's keeper. And it is not as if they are operating in isolation, where everybody can just do their own thing and go. Know that whatever you do, you have either your colleagues or even the media or even the consumers to also scrutinize whatever you're doing or even keep you in check. And it is good. So tomorrow, since it has happened to Tulenkey, I'm sure he also listens around and he listens to some of his colleagues' arts and pieces. So definitely, if he should also spot something like that he thinks that, okay, this is something that you shouldn't have done, maybe to him, because it has happened to him and somebody has called his attention, he also would, in the near future, call somebody's attention to whatever they do that is not right. So it is good.
Well, so Tulenkey, thank you for apologizing finally. At least he's recognized his wrongs and he's come out to apologize. That is what we can always say, that when you admit that you did something, of course, I mess up. Of course, I mess up.
Less offensive.
Of course, when you admit that you messed up, you just have to apologize and move on. So I pray that all those who were offended, including Van Darko, you guys will find a place in your hearts to forgive my good guy Tulenkey. No offense, now let's do this before we do the Shaksi review. I'm sure we will reserve that for the final bit of the show. But yesterday, I hosted Obi and Ponsan on CTV, that is Class Showbiz. And he had just returned from a trip, an African tour of a sort, where he went to perform in some countries, and 2 countries have been mentioned so far. He performed in Zambia, he performed in Rwanda, and man is in Ghana now promoting his show, that is Ghanaian by Card, which is slated for Friday, 9th December at the National Theatre. All of us will be going there to support him, God willing. But interestingly, whilst we were asking him what transpired whilst he was abroad, he brought out some information where he said when he went to Zambia and Rwanda, he was told some areas were no-go areas when it comes to comedy. So he was restricted. Don't say this, don't say that, don't say this, don't say that. And I said, fine. Then I asked him that he's also inviting a South African comedian to come support his show, Ghanaian by Card. So that South African coming Has he told him the no-go areas in Ghana? As in, you shouldn't mention this, you shouldn't mention that. I say, oh no, he thinks there is no-go area in Ghana. I'm asking, is that a fair statement to make? And is he even right that in Ghana there is nothing like a no-go area in the area of comedy? Though he has suffered some one or two issues with politicians when he made a comment on ex-president John Dramani Mahama and his NDC party. He suffered some attacks and he came back stronger after that. But I'm asking, is he right to think that in Ghana there's nothing like a no-go area in our comedy? Let's go watch an excerpt of the interview. When I come back, we will surely be talking.
It's rather also. I found something quite relatable because they love to brag about their place. Like, oh, this is the cleanest city. So, Ghana know the make around. Oh, this is the cleanest city. In fact, those things the Japanese are doing at the World Cup, Kigali, we started it long time ago. Okasa, so look at this idiot. I am showing a foreigner how clean Kigali is, and this idiot is normal in Ghana. It's okay. Yeah. So when I told this joke to the Rwandans, they're like, oh, Charlie, okay, this guy knows our country, like he is. So that's how it works. Basically, when you are performing at a different place, you try to find something relatable with the people. They accept you now. You go into your jokes.
I see. But they also ask, say, what are the no-go areas in your country? And knowing that in Ghana, Krampo area, you are the far in Mutimieshe. What new place that do you ask?
Oh yeah, such questions? They are necessary. In fact, comedian no book you no, or be catch.
Oh, okay.
Like for Zambia, say guy in catch them say, Zambians love to laugh, but we are a spoken Christian country. Like they Christian country.
Zambia.
Yeah. Oh, Zambia girl only started chatting crap. The next door because they be huni papa and my men are just monka sorry it Zambia girl we are and so they are Christian because of some jokes like sex jokes
it won't
religious jokes they just tone down on it or do other jokes. So or comedian no invite him or not perform or it's the main soon I'm inviting her. I'll let him know the no-go areas because ignorance is no excuse.
Yeah, they will not forgive you.
And they won't forgive you cry in the fact that they won't laugh at your next jokes because you've offended them. And that's more better than say we cry because we now 15 minutes and now 20 minutes now performing will be answered because you said something that offended them. Tough. So the comedians tell you say you this and this no and I want us as well so bizarre.
That's so bizarre. See, I know that you've invited one foreign comedian too. From which country?
South Africa.
South Africa. It's let me put you to test. Or no, then I'll be catching and say, I had no go areas in Ghana.
Oh, the uncle. Uncle.
You mean in Ghana there is nothing like no restriction?
In fact, no go. On your offensive comedian like on the attempt. The only thing I would advise him, and on the attempt, he knows like we are very cultured. What I say, and so comedian Kasan is set out to make people laugh. Not to offend people. What I said, that's the whole idea about jokes. Not to offend people. And so basically, to the phone, it's onim dada. Onim say, no, even if the guy doesn't tell me to not do these jokes, I know how to be very temperate in how I deliver my jokes. What I say. And I don't think he would need to. And art and kasa.
So the man a free room.
Yeah, art and kasa. Oh God, the art and everything. Money papa.
But at the point you suffered that a brother NDC for jokes and dear moment. Is that not our no-go area in Ghana?
Oh, but it's not a no-go area now. No. But let's just show you say took you to be mute. Every comedian who came gave it to the sitting government. We made fun of Barumia, we made fun of Nanado, we made fun of the economy, we made fun of our situation. You understand? And so that is what we should be able to do as comedians. I will say, Yetimi, a looky truth in the face, and then say it in a humorous way. Nagana for necessarily no more dream. What you say? A Juma, Yamedi Yasiwo at this point in time say, Yanka will be Yanka. And we are the only people that bet me can in that way. Yankwan bet me can sema, a bet me man another asri. But still, a bedroom was no, and yes, any may be. You understand? There was a time in like the monarchy time, no, not him for no uncophobia. Or Monkwan, the Timmy Catcher and Ezebia open Pomapa, no, necessary. Not in Cofone or also necessary. But any ordinary person can come. It's offensive, yes. So that is our position now. We are like just.
Who gave you that position?
We as it's a tradition from Titi. What you say? Yeah. So what you know, come be and yeah. So
it was most of my
yes, yeah, they call.
And you say some of Becca, a better help you away bus, more fire.
Yeah, no credit any jokes, any what you say. Any account boom. To your offended that when say jokes. So who say no credit so there any sister. Just two things. What you say? Jokes no credit.
Yeah, I see. Interesting conversation. Okay, so that was Obi and Posa yesterday on CTV. Full video will be coming later on this same channel. So relax and watch it and enjoy that insightful conversation. So, like I'm asking that, should we take this cool that, in Ghana there is nothing like a no-go area and that anybody at all or anybody at all can do something and go scot-free in the area of comedy? Kenchamo has lived with KSM, who is one of the big men in comedy in Ghana. Is this okay?
Oh yeah, it's okay. There's no good zone in Ghana comedy. Just that KSM will always tell you that yes, but the way you say it can cause some issues. So you have to be careful.
Then that is the no-go area.
No,
the way you say it can cause
no-go area. As in, when he was talking, he said something about don't do religious joke. Don't do. For Ghana, there's nothing like that. You can do any kind of joke, tribal, religious, political, whatever you can do. Sexual and all that you can do it. But the way you say it, so that one it will be an individual thing. How do you deliver your jokes? The way you say, will the people take it as a joke or something serious, and all that? And that one, I think, is the craft and how good you are when it comes to doing your jokes and all that. KSM, for instance, will not use curse words in his joke. No, he will do whatever it takes to avoid saying F word or whatever. No. So after writing his jokes, even if there's an F word somewhere that he has to say it, he won't say it, or he will seek permission from the audience before he says it. In his routine, he can say that, I want to say, can I? Then they will say, yeah, then he will say it. So he will even put it in just to seek permission to do it. But that's his style. But he has done it with the religious people, politics, and normal daily routines, and even his interaction with people. But he will tell you that you can't always please everybody. At some point, somebody will not get it. Or they will be offended because the jokes is on them.
Yeah.
So
the joke hates them.
Yes. But he will always tell you that when you can do a joke or a routine for somebody that, like, you are joking about somebody and that person is laughing, then you have achieved your aim. So his target is, if you are the one that he's going to say things about you, yes, then he will do his best for you to laugh at your own self. Like, after hearing the joke, you will laugh. Then he has achieved it. But at some point, he gets it wrong. Just that it shouldn't be that consistent that you are always getting it wrong. He will get it right, then at some point it will miss him and all that. And if you don't have that, then he was saying that if you are too cautious about what to say, what not to say, you may not be funny, because you try to be politically correct, and sometimes you just have to say it. In fact, it may not even be true, but you say it for it to be funny, with the idea that this is a joke, just for people to laugh and all that. So if you can get those things, you are good to go. So for him, for instance, he does a lot of research before he will come out with his thing. Sometimes he wants to be accurate with figures and all that, the personalities, what has happened, the events and all that. So some of us will do the research for him, and sometimes will even allow us to tell him where the punchline is. But he will not use your punchline. Okay. Just that it will trigger him to know how to go about it. Yes, and that's his style. I think at this point that will be the highest form to go as compared to our people here. But Obi, for instance, I think he's doing so well. Okay. The way he's talking about it and all that, I think he has learned a lot and he's doing so well. And for Ghana, I agree with him. There's no go zone until you say something for somebody to be angry. Like what happened to him. He was doing political jokes, but he did something about John Mahama that some personalities were not happy.
Not take lightly. Yeah.
Yes. So you may step on people's toes based on that. But in Ghana here, it's free for all. You can do any kind of joke that you want.
I see. Ro, pick this up.
That's I mean, since there are victims in every joke, definitely there will be no go areas. But I believe in our space it is subjective. So you can decide whether to go or not to go. In the sense, and it is solely dependent on the comedian or the one delivering the material. The reason why there seem to be no go areas, like as in no go areas in our space, has to do with the fact that the feedback usually is not unanimous. So assuming if, like he cited with the Zambian instances like this, the feedback is very unanimous. Yeah. That the moment you touch on, you wouldn't even get a group to also come and defend you. But with ours, if you touch on, let's say Chemu, you have people,
some people who will be for it,
yes,
and those who be
exactly. So the feedback would always not be that balanced for you to know that okay, this one here it is a no-go area. So sometimes it is just dependent on the artist or the comedian delivering the materials to say that, oh, okay, when I look at the demeanor of these people or their reactions, let me not go there. That is when they would decide, okay. That is why they have individual no-go areas. So there are some comedians that have personal no-go areas.
Their own self-conviction.
Yes.
Here I won't go.
Here I will not go. This I will not touch this. I will not touch that. That is personal to them. But other than that, in the Ghanaian space, because the feedbacks are not always unanimous, you can't term something as a no-go area, because when you touch politics, you would have the opposite side coming to defend you. When you touch religion, you have people who are not religious also coming to defend you and all that. So sometimes it makes the thing very, very fun. That is why he wouldn't want to stress an international comedian coming into the country with kind of no-go area stuff, because he knows that no matter where the person touches, the person probably would win other people and they would come and defend him or something. So that's how it is. And also, he wouldn't stress telling an international comedian about no-go areas, because probably he's also studied the person, knows the person's strength and weakness and how the person delivers.
And know where the person wants to go to and where he can go.
Exactly. That is why he would invite such a person into the space. So sometimes some of these things, and he also cited the example of the person also asking. So sometimes, yes, there are some lines you wouldn't cross as a comedian, but still you need to ask so that you know if it tallies with whatever you also have. Yes, that is what will make. So I agree with him. It is just personal no-go areas, but as in generally in the space, it is a freelance. It is free for all.
But in this case, does it make Ghana good, or it leaves us in a time bomb? Like one day someone can come in, say something that can turn everything upside down for us.
Well, I believe it is no big deal. It is not of a time bomb situation for us, because yes, if somebody hits us, or let's say a foreign comedian comes and hits us with something that probably we don't like, it will be unanimous. In that sense, it will be unanimous. Just like Lyrical Joe had a beef with one of these rappers outside Ghana, where he touched on something, a disaster that happened in the country, and all of them were against it.
It was Cameroon or something.
I've forgotten that.
Yeah, I think Cameroon.
Yes, and all of them came to speak against it,
and they were not happy with it.
Yes, and he came to apologize. In that sense, because the feedback is unanimous, you would know that you would know clearly that you've messed up, and the apology would save you, and you move on. Other than that, if we want to say, oh, the fact that this place is very liberal and everybody can just come and say whatever they want to say and go, because of that we are sitting on a time bomb, somebody would come. It comes with it. It comes with being liberal. When you are very liberal, you open yourself up to some of these punches. But it is not something that we should always be conscious of. Okay, the fact that we are liberal, somebody would say something that will hurt. There is no need concentrating on that. We have more positive to concentrate on.
All right, so to the very final topic today, and I'm sure my producers have some videos to show us from the Shatta activation, or the Shaksi activation, which is powered by Shatta Wale or SM. Now, man wants to enter into the transport business, and this time he wants to do the ride-hailing service, and he has registered what he calls Shaksi. I want to believe Shaksi is just the short form of Shatta Wale's taxi. That is what I want to believe. That is Shaksi. And today, after 1 year of having this app in operation, the man decides to hit the street of Accra to let people know that, yeah, we are active. Therefore, if you are thinking about getting the app, this is the time. Go onto your Google Play Store or iOS Play Store and download the app now, so you can start ordering for taxis to take you to where you want to go to. And he was himself on the street, sharing flyers, interacting with fans, and it looks so beautiful. Let's go watch some of the scenes from the street, and when we come back, okay, my producer tells me we would have to do commentaries on the sound. So you can see Shatta Wale with the people who were helping him to do the flute. Medical was there. Fela McAfee was there. Some known Ghanaian bloggers were also there. And of course, fans. Some fans were so surprised to see Shatta Wale himself on the street. And the man was on the street. Like, he was just with the people and not scared of any attacks or anything. Of course, his security guys were there. I also saw Elsie Duncan, that's the name, I saw Elsie Duncan. She joined Shatta Wale to do it. And a point, diminutive actor, Yao Dabo also came through. They don't want it there.
In America, if you say this word,
it is an offense.
Yes,
okay.
you will be in prison.
Then small actor, small man actor. Oh, I saw this place. Yeah. Okay, so that is Yao Dabo in his 4x4. I'm sure he was going for an interview or returning from an interview, because I know today he had a conversation with Nana Romeo at Accra FM. So that is Yao Dabo there. He stopped or paused and had an interaction with Shatta Wale. It was a nice moment. Everybody was so happy to see him there. And knowing that, yeah, this is my man, he dropped to pay homage to him. No, it was beautiful. And Shatta started this from about 9 a.m. in the morning and ended at around 6 p.m. here in Ghana at Osu. At a point, he was even sharing fuel. He became a fuel attendant, fetching fuel for drivers or, vehicle owners. He was fetching fuel for them. It's beautiful. When they go to Osu, and that will be the last stop where they will be ending this whole Shaksi activation. Time to ride is beautiful. And I want to ask my people what this means to the business around town. Interestingly, I did not see any colleague musician or musicians coming to support him there, apart from his friends, Medical and Fela McAfee. We did not see more people coming through. But what does this mean to us, seeing the guy himself on the street? And this was early morning when we got there. Man was hungry, so he had to even sit in the car to eat. I see the seriousness in him, and it looks so beautiful. Charlie, it's not easy. It's not easy. Like, there's a man who wants to see his investment grow or no one can on the street, because initially I thought that he will be home for the thing to happen. Initially, that's how I thought. I bet if my boys never play, but Charlie, he is on the street himself. I don't know what this means to the business, to him, and to those who are followers of Shatta Wale. Chemo, you can start this. And Roland was there, so he also come to paint a clearer picture of what we saw there, whilst producers still continue to give us some videos and scenes from the place.
Yeah, this is positive. Even if he had a partnership or he has some people.
Oh, sorry. Let me mention this.
Yeah.
He had partnership with Goyle today on the float.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Sorry, I nearly missed this. Thank you for remembering me. He had partnership with Goyle on the float. So I hear that when they got to Osu, Goyle gave some free fuel to some commuters. But we were supposed to take ours, but time was beating us. We had to come to work. So we couldn't go for that one. Maybe later we would have to chase it to get ours as well. Yeah. Maybe we take ours in Sierra Leone. Yes, Chemo, you can continue from there.
So it's good to get involved with the things that you believe in and the things that belongs to you. I mean, if you are the one in front of it or trying to push things, then those behind you or those who think that they have to support will also give their all, because as a person trying to say this is my thing, this will work. It should grow. Yes, and those who believe in you, those who believe in what they think you can do to support others and even help yourself, will also say, I think this is time for us to also get in. Yes. So it's a good, if nothing at all, it's symbolic. It means that Shatta is ready for this business and he's putting in his all. So whoever loves him, whoever like the things that he does, this is it. I mean, you have to support it. And I mean, this is a business that not many people can venture. It can only happen when you have enough to put in there. So the way Shatta is getting himself into this, I think he has put in a lot, and it shouldn't go waste. I mean, we should all support it by any means necessary and the way that we can. I mean, if nothing at all, if you want a ride home or a ride to an event, it will not hurt to take Shaksi. And that's the message that I think we should put out. And this is for Ghana. This is for a Ghanaian. If nothing at all, it will employ some Ghanaians to also have a daily bread and all that.
And I think that the policy or how it works looks better to me. If when you get an app as a driver, all that you have to do is to more or less like buy credit of 20 Ghana cedis. When you buy the credit of 20 Ghana cedis, within 12 hours, all the people who will be riding, every penny you get is for you. Cool. Out of the 20 cedis and within the 12 hours, everybody you'll be picking from any point to what point, every money you make is for you. So when the 12 hours expires, then you top up for another. So in a day, if you want to work for 24 hours, it means in a day you are buying what 40 units. Where I know that majority of people will just work for the 12 hours. It's not everybody who work for 24 hours. So in a day, you pay 20 Ghana cedis, and any other money you make is for you. Unlike the other apps, the money you make, you go and they take commission from every amount you make. Well, Ro, you were there. You were on the grounds. You were on the streets recording videos and taking photos. How can you tell the audience who missed it? What picture can you paint to them?
It was a very interesting float, if you should ask me. In fact, when he came on live a few days ago to speak about the float, I sensed some sort of seriousness in his speech. In fact, right after the launch of this whole app, there were people, and even 1 year on, there were people who even had doubts about
many people.
Yes, the seriousness of the
many people. Akia Tilly is part of it. She was always teasing. Where is Shaksi?
Where is Shaksi?
Shaksi is here.
So I know, right? So I know there were people who even had doubts that if this was going to work, and we all know how outspoken that Shatta Wale is, and the fact how serious he takes his stuff. So people were even kind of surprised the way the effort into which he is putting in Shaksi now was not going. which is why now I think man feels he's invested so much in it, which is why he has to take it. There are sides to it. Some of the highlights on the day has to do with the fact that he himself was there even before even the team assembled at the assembly point. He was on the street with them. Usually you would have, if people would think that maybe how big he is, he would be in his car just rooftop OPA, then he would be interacting with people. But in order for him to send that kind of motivation to others, he himself was on the street sharing flyers with some of the people that he employed for them to also share and market to them. He was, at a point, he would stop, ask people, do you know about Shaksi? This is how it works and all that. And I realized that, yes, this is somebody that takes whatever he's created very seriously. And he knows the competition on the ground. He knows the kind of competition he's facing, or the platform is facing, which is why he's also developed this strategy. I've always been an advocate of you also taking your own, or using your own strategy, or taking your own route, which is what he's doing. So you wouldn't get other platforms doing floatings or doing activations like this, but he himself. And I believe that people, some at a point, were very reluctant in even supporting or pushing, because of probably the effort he was also, the energy he wasn't giving them. So I believe even this move would ginger people who would also willingly would want to support you. That's how it is, because some people would say, oh, na nipa na ene dia na krasa wada. And at a point, I always tell some of these artists that the only person that believes you are the one who, like you are going to make it is you.
Yeah.
The only person that knows, yes,
first.
the only person that knows is you. Everybody is just trusting your word for it. Anybody around you who is supporting you in making that dream come true. Anybody that is around you supporting you is just taking your word for it. The only person that knows that whatever you're doing is going to succeed is you. And if you should get involved, that is the highest, the best stepping stone for you. Elsewhere, we've seen CEOs of big firms even taking charge of their company. You see them at every meeting, every activation, to the extent that they even come on social media to interact on behalf of those firms and companies. And these are the ways that people would know, okay, you really have the company at heart, or you have the customers even at heart. Because if you're able to step in the sun and make sure you speak to them, next time when you have a marketer who is supposed to even go and speak to a customer, the person will know that, yes, even the CEO of Accra is not taking the thing lightly. How much more me that I'm supposed to do this? And looking at somebody of his caliber, this is very beautiful. And I would wish that other people or other colleagues, I know it is not force. You can't force anybody to support. But then, if the same way Senkeye Odia, you would wish other people would at least mention, tweet about it, talk about it, or even give it, even if you think that even with this kind of activation, it wouldn't help so much, and you have a better idea, nothing stops you from even giving some of these suggestions and feedbacks as to how he can even adapt and make this thing work. Because at the end of the day, it will be a Ghanaian thing, and it is going to, like Chemo said, going to create so many employment in reduce unemployment rate in our space. So it is good, and I, for one, I am very proud that at least this is coming from somebody in our space. I always get hurt when people try to still stamp on that perception that this space is for vagabonds and people who do not know their left or from right, people who have failed in other careers and have landed into this space. This shows that, yes, you can be in this space, make it, and even transcend into other areas as well. Shatta is a musician and now is into transport business. So you know that if you can be an actor, or you can also be a creative person, when you make it in the space, you can equally expand into other areas, which is what would even attract other people living in the space to even come and invest.
In fact, I think in the Western field, or in the Western world, they have been doing this. All the musicians who succeeded, they had branches of businesses that they have been doing. Some doing alcoholic brands, some doing clothing
and all that.
And then in Ghana, all the people who start, they have not influenced or convinced many.
Exactly.
But many musicians who branched into other areas while still doing music, not many have succeeded.
Yes, and I believe sometimes the energy also starts from them. You know, for what it means, unlike other people, the thing is that it is either they have a huge following that can also sustain its publicity. Now, in our space, some of our challenge has to do with the fact that, let's say Sarkodie, when he did the sack collection, now the challenge was he was supposed to take ambassadors, and which he didn't. And you can't be jack of all trades. You can't do everything by yourself. So now, when you are the time you are concentrating on your music, you still need some people, just like you want corporate bodies to take you as ambassadors, so that the time they are relaxing and serving clients, you will be doing the publicity for them. You also would have to see yourself in that world and know that aside you should also take faces, people who can equally help you in marketing whatever you are trying to get. So that is why I would want to even throw this suggestion to Shatta Wale or the Shaksi team, that it is not about Shatta Wale. This thing is not about Shatta Wale. He now is just one of the ambassadors of that company. And the moment they think of good marketing ideas or better marketing ideas aside Shatta Wale, that is one that will help sustain the company. So they should see this beyond Shatta Wale. Else, if man decides to go and concentrate on GOG right now, you would see the fire going down.
Well, I'm also gathering information that right after the Sierra Leone show, another single is coming from the SM camp. Here, even the single All Things Being Equal will be dropped in Sierra Leone live on the stage, and right after serious or massive activation of GOG also comes up. And also I confirmed that Shatta Stadium show for this year will be happening probably on 25th December at the Accra Sports Stadium. So many are the things that you guys should watch out for in this space. Sammy Flex TV will be giving you all the updates. So keep following. If you've not subscribed to us, please do. And let me say thanks to Intim Dodo Solomon. You can also call him Chemo, our online manager at Flex Entertainment Limited. And also he's a digital content strategist. Roland Amate is an event promoter, event publicist, and a talent manager and a pundit as well. And to Digital Rasta Currency, who is handling our camera, Richie Flex is the editor director of the show. Emmanuel Fowi Lapiji is the producer, and Gideon Nee Lamptison, our creative director. My name is Sammy Flex. I'll see you if you are in Sierra Leone. Then tomorrow you can start linking up with us in the evening somewhere. We don't even know where we're going to sleep, but I'll be updating you. And to my man who still wants to link up with us, I'll link up with you same way. See you guys until we meet again. Subscribe to us and let's do more. We're out of here. Bye.